Hi, it's Anna Lynn Thomas again, and I hope you loved last month's topic of renewal because now we're getting to the next step. This month is called Prune and Bloom, and if you are a man following this series, I hope you really love the masculinity of that title. Okay, listen, this is for men too. You need to prune, you need to bloom. Okay, so let's get started. This week, I've called Pruning Hurts, and here's the verse I'm using. It says, I am the vine and my Father is the gardener. He cuts off every branch in me that bears no fruit, while every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes so that it'll be even more fruitful. That's John 15, 1-2. Blame it on the good weather after a gloomy winter, but I had a little pep in my step. The front of my house, it has this cute little brick area, and it's built for plants right outside my front door. And even though I can't keep a cactus alive, I thought I'd grow some petunias. I did zero research, scant a Google search. I thought, how hard can it be? Okay, you plant it in some dirt, you water it, what's the big whoop? So soon, they started to grow. And watching it grow was really good for my soul. It's just the, simple little miracle of life that gets me every single time. And before I knew it, they were so bountiful, they hung over the sides. Obviously, I had a natural gift for horticulture, okay? And I started to bring it up to anyone who would come near my front door. So I was like, aren't my petunias outrageous? Growing them is nothing really. It's just so easy. Just, God's miraculous bounty and beauty, am I right? And then I'd laugh and then I'd trail off as the mailman walked away. So I was telling everybody because I was so proud. But over time, something strange happened. My gorgeous petunias started to look a little bit wimpy. Clumps were dying and falling off. There was no new growth, just this sad, slow decline. And I thought, how could this be? Clearly I was gifted. So what gives nature? You got to prune it, my friend said over the phone while crunching on potato chips. And I said, well, I clip off the flowers once they die. Is that what you mean? No, like chop it way back. You don't have to be precious about it. Just grab some shears and go. And she said this quickly right before hanging up before her toddler dumped an entire bag of flour all over the floor. Has anybody else been there on that one? I have twice. Chop it all the way back? I thought, what does that even mean? I had to face the truth. My natural horticulture talents could only take me so far. I needed Google. So I found a few gardeners with their own YouTube channels, and it didn't take long before I clutched my pearls in horror as if I was watching a behind-the-scenes footage of, a slaughterhouse, okay? Because this man chopped away at his gorgeous flower beds as if they were grass, okay? He chopped them back practically to a nub. And I thought, all that bounty, all of that abundance, all that beauty chopped. But if we want growth in our life, it has to be done. That's the way God made nature, and it's the way he made us. It seems scary, but I saw evidence with my own eyes that it was good. It was time to grow up and start pruning my petunias. Because if I want to grow, to thrive, to flourish, to overflow, and to reveal all the beauty God created inside me, then I can't run when I sense God is holding a pair of shears. I took the plunge, and I chopped my petunias so far back I was sure I killed the whole pot. But in less than a week, something crazy happened. They grew back. And the next week, something even crazier happened. They grew so much that my large container couldn't even handle them. I had to keep pruning so people could get through my front door. So there I was just a couple weeks prior, all wimpy and afraid of losing some wimpy and dying petunias, that I nearly prevented them from living at all. It makes me wonder how many dying things I'm holding on to. How many good things I'm killing prematurely by my blindness or my stubbornness. Things that need to be pruned so that I can grow. How many nasty little habits or personality pitfalls like pride. What projects do I continue to let take up all my time even though it leads to stagnation or dead ends, simply because I refuse to let God do the difficult work of lopping it off? And most importantly, what things in my life are crowding out my relationship with God, because that's what that verse really means. Pruning is so simple, but often scary. It's hard to let go of certain relationships, routines, jobs, or social circles that are just slowly withering on the vine. It seems like it should be easy, so why is pruning so hard? Perhaps a lack of faith, a wavering trust, lack of experience and depth in my walk with God. I'd rather have dying petunias than no petunias at all, bad friendships than no friendships at all, destructive habits than no pleasure at all, etc., etc. You get my point. Clearly, I just don't get it. Pruning doesn't lead to death, it leads to a fuller life. A seasoned gardener prunes with gusto because their experience has shown them time and again that pruning is essential to growth and abundance. I want that kind of seasoned experience with God's pruning. Less fear of God's shears and more gusto about it. And some of that just comes with age, I know, but much of it comes with a continual surrender and trust in where God is leading me. Letting God prune away what's dying so new growth can emerge. Risking the short amount of time I might be lonely or uncertain, knowing the fruit will come because He promised it would. John 15:2 tells us that God wants us to bear more fruit, more love, more joy, more peace, more kindness, more goodness, more faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. In other words, an ideal divine life, one that overflows. And thanks to my petunias, whenever I don't feel like I'm living in God's ideal for my life, I only have to ask one simple question. What needs to be pruned? Then I hand God the shears.